Hello and welcome to another live episode of Contemporary Living. I remember when we used to say Farmer and Hill. Remember that, Andre?
Absolutely, I do.
Well, we provide lifestyle solutions for everyday people like you, everyday people like me. And I'm just so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back with you, Andre.
Hey, me too. I am excited. Hey, I can't wait for our lineup today. We got an event coming up in Momence, Illinois, this coming Saturday, and we got some special guests joining us tonight. I'm excited, Melissa.
I'm excited too. The power of leverage.
Yep,
Think about
power
that.
leverage.
The power
Absolutely.
of leverage. Yes, it's coming. So when you think about, well, I know I'm trying to get into the show, but I know we got some housekeeping notes, Andre. So I'm gonna go ahead
Oh
and let
no,
you
we
go.
got a little time. You talk about leverage. So pretty
Yeah.
much when we talk about leverage, that means using somebody else's money. and at our event, we're gonna be telling people and showing people how to use somebody else's money, and we're gonna make sure that when people start trying to use somebody's money, that they have all the right tools that they need this coming Saturday.
And that's really important because a lot of people don't understand the money game. And
Mhm.
I do financial services, and one of the things that I always say is, even when we look at African Americans in our own community, only 38% of African Americans understand have financial literacy. Only 38%. That's deep.
Yes, absolutely, it is. So we're definitely going to be talking about that as well come Saturday. So we're definitely looking forward to it. But before we get started tonight, we always got to do some housekeeping notes, of course. If you're streaming, you watching us tonight, you can watch us on E360 television, where we broadcast live worldwide every other Sunday. So you can download the E360 app on Amazon Fire, if you got Apple TV, if you have Roku, if you have an Android, if you have an iPhone, you can download the E360 app there. And also below, I have provided the links for those that want to, if you want to follow us each and every other Sunday on Contemporary Living, where we provide lifestyle solutions for everyday people. And also, if you're on Facebook tonight, please share this broadcast. Also, you can also share the broadcast. If you comment on Facebook, guess what? We can see your comments as well, and we can post your comments up. So we are live, so we are able to put comments up as well tonight. And also, you can join us. I meant to tell them also, Melissa, they can follow us on YouTube as well. If you follow us on YouTube tonight, please, as my boy Willie D would say, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, as we just was talking about, the power of leverage. We got the power of leverage coming up this Saturday at Momence, Illinois at Island Park, located at 79 Mill Street, Momence, Illinois, September 3rd. We got some powerhouse speakers. We got Mrs. Tyler Wade. She's going to be coming in very shortly, so you guys get a chance to meet her tonight. My boy Lloyd Leshoure, unfortunately, he's our loan officer. He's not able to join us tonight. He had prior obligations. And my ace boom coon, as we used to call it, you hear the old folks say, my good friend Romel Huddleston, the great Alderman down in Momence, he's going to be joining us tonight. So, Melissa, I am excited about tonight. We're going to have a great night tonight.
No, we are going to have a great night tonight. And whenever you are ready to get started, I know I'm ready right now. We can bring up our first guest. Or do you have something else you want? I wanted to make an announcement.
Yes, go ahead.
So, you guys, we spent the weekend in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I am a member of the Women Entrepreneurs Association.
Yes.
And I was voted in as the Chicago representative for the Women Entrepreneurs Association. I don't take that lightly. I'm always women entrepreneurs. Thank you. And so, hey, I'm going to be on it. We support one another. We encourage one another. We provide information and resources, and we want to become a force to be reckoned with. So I'm happy about that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So you want to introduce our first guest?
I do. It is my honor and privilege, Andre, to introduce to you Tyler, who is the founder of Ty Lavish, created in 2018. I love the name Ty Lavish. She has worked with hundreds of clients on their personal and business credit. Within less than a year of structuring her own company, she used her own methods. She was able to obtain six figures, you guys, less than a year of her starting her business out. 6 figures in business in order to strengthen her own small business credit profile. She realized that other companies were not sharing their secrets. They weren't sharing their secrets on how they got high limits without personal guarantees. That's when she went in and she exposed them and wrote her first digital business credit do-it-yourself book to help entrepreneurs obtain funds for their own businesses. Ty Lavish has maintained long-term relationships with small business owners over all of Illinois, across Illinois. Her price points are fair, and she has established a number of community group programs to help clients create and secure their futures in business. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Lavish.
Hi, everyone. And thanks, Andre, for having me.
Miss Wade, how you doing? So they ain't want to share. So they ain't want to share no information with you, huh?
Correct. Yes. Everything I feel like I've learned on my own through doing a lot of research. So yes, that's how I was able to get funded for my business and be able to continue on with the business that I have now. So yes.
You know what, Ty? It's funny, and we're going to get into the questions, but it's funny how you hear, people that have made it, making millions and potentially billions. They say that it's out here for everyone.
Right.
But that information isn't shared. And then there's another, like I heard Lynn Richardson say, the 1%ers don't want you to rise up. Why would they? What is the advantage for them to do that? And so, first of all, I honor you and what you did, because a lot of times, and you even hear it, especially African American. I identify as, a native Black. I can't assume, but in the American community, you hear no one wants to share information. We're all scared to share information. So I honor you for what you did, because sometimes that happens. So now I'm ready to get into the questions, but I had to tell you that. Thank you very much. So the first thing, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so my name's Tyler. I was born in Chicago, but then ultimately we moved, and then I was raised in the suburbs. So pretty much my journey, I went to school, I worked in corporate, and then I came to a point where I was very just unhappy and just feeling like I was almost at that plateau in my moment of my career and even my life, that I wanted to take a chance and just start entrepreneurship. So around 2017, I went back to school for my master's in business administration, and I wanted to open a business. I didn't know what type of business. I was just blogging at the time. And then I started working at a new job at a county bar association. It was a DuPage. I transferred from the Cook County one to DuPage. And there I was working with attorneys, and I would help them draft out any letters as far as what they had settlements. It would be debt settlements, just anything as far as with making sure that they don't get sued. So some of the clients that we would come across would be people who would need actual help with credit. And I was at the time where I started fixing my own credit. And then from there, I was like, okay, maybe I could turn this into a business. Because originally I just wanted to have just a general business. I didn't know as far as what I was going to do. So ultimately, skipping fast forward to 2018, that's when I created the name of my company. And I pretty much niche down what I was going to do, because I had to make sure I had a particular niche. I can't just market to everyone. And that's when I realized I was going to start off with credit repair services and then other services. Business credit services became a part of it in 2019. Once I realized that my business was sinking and that I needed more funds to be able to, survive with the low clientele that I did have. So from there, my journey has kind of just been entrepreneurship. And then even when I was younger, I always had this mindset of entrepreneurship. I always loved to help. And I just think of, you don't really have to reinvent the wheel. You just follow the blueprint that's out there. Credit repair has always been out there. Real estate's been out there. Insurance has been out there. So as long as you have your own, particular spice or blueprint that you can do, you can just, keep doing what's already out there. So that's pretty much how it's been as far as with my journey. Just helping clients. I have a Facebook group. I do personal and business credit clients as well, and I'll be offering other services. But my journey is just probably pretty much impact. I realized once, even when I feel like I was successful within myself, I feel like I wanted to kind of like help my community and show others that it's another way out there, because a lot of people really just don't know and they're not educated. So that's pretty much how my journey just started and how it's going pretty much now.
Now, Miss Wade, you look like you're young. You look like you're about 19. So how old are you?
I'm 28. I'll be 29 in October. So yeah.
Okay, 29. And then you was raised in the south suburbs.
That is too cute.
Yeah, so I was born in Chicago, and then I moved. I lived in Matson for about like a good 7 to 8 years, and then I moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our neck of the woods, Madison, Richmond Park. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, I know every south suburb. So yes.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Yeah. We actually have a house in Richmond Park, so that's our stumping ground, Richmond Park.
Oh yes. Okay. I got near Sauk Lake Trail.
Huh?
No, Sauk Lake. Familiar with Sauk Lake Trail?
Sauk Trail. Okay. Yeah, Sauk Trail.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. So I gotta ask you. One thing I like what you said. We listening to Grant Cardone last night and today, and I like how you talk about how you had to pretty much brand yourself. Right. And when you had to brand yourself, you had to come up with what you actually what you had to identify your clientele, find out who you wanted to work with, and what services that you wanted to provide for individuals. And Jason Black was listening to him today as well. And one thing he talked about today was how his business, and he noticed that most businesses they sink because of the lack of finances. Yes. And when you mentioned that about building that business credit and building your business and teaching people how to get business financing, that's very powerful, because that's one source that people can use as far as building their communities.
Right. Definitely. That's what happened in the beginning of my business. You would think, even if you'd have like a high ticket offer, like I know you're a real estate investor agent. So most people, when we're in a business that's already, based upon financial services, we have high ticket offers compared to somebody who's maybe e-commerce or another service provider. So we think that we don't really need that high clientele because we already got it priced at a high ticket, but that's not the case all the time. Your business can start suffering once you maybe don't get those referrals or other ways that you can market out. So then what happens is you start, dipping into that profit, and most successful businesses are using OPM. They're not able to survive, even if they do have a high generating profit, they're not able to survive off the profit that they generate. So ultimately what they have to use is OPM to be able to suffice their business, so that way they can keep running a business. So that's ultimately what I learned when I first started. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'll be able to survive. I thought with the high ticket and the prices that, okay, maybe, but once I started dipping into my profit, I was like, okay, no, there's got to be another way. And so that's when I learned about business credit. I was like, okay, I need to start implementing this in my business, and then even going further with marketing efforts as well. So that's something that I implemented. I know a lot of businesses are doing, because you just can't survive off your money or the profit that you generated from the business.
Right. Absolutely. And for our viewers that's listening, when she's saying OPM, she's talking about using other people's money. So she had to learn how to leverage and use other people's money. So just letting them know. So what OPM mean. So tell us, we're going to get back into the building your credit as far as your business. Tell us a little bit about your book, the DIY book. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. So that book was basically helping small business owners, specifically for small business owners, entrepreneurs like myself. So then that way they can be able to learn how to build business credit from scratch. So that way they don't have to use the money and the profit coming from their business. They can leverage business credit, OPM, and pretty much use the money from the business credit, which, you should have your business registered. So then that way you can use that money to help you with other expenses or anything outside for your business. So that was the book I created. Originally it was for myself, but I was like, I need to get this out here to other entrepreneurs. It's people that's just like me. They don't know they're using their money. And what started was just basically myself. I was using the money from clients paying me, and I'm like, oh God, I'm not having a profit anymore. So I realized, okay, this is something that I need to continue on to build. And that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
I know Melissa probably got a question too, but we are going to purchase your book, definitely, and we definitely going to get with you far as helping build our business credit as well. Because we did, of course, we have established our business, the foundation. We got the EIN number, the Duns and Bradstreet number. We registered with NAV as well. But we really haven't been using like our net 30s and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna have to get with you as far as building our business credit to continue to leverage real estate. So so I'm glad we're having this discussion, but we definitely gonna purchase your book and maybe get some mentorship from you as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I'm ready when y'all are.
Yes. Absolutely. So I wanted to ask, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have with clients, as far as whether it's personal or whether it's business repair? What are some of your greatest challenges?
Some of my greatest challenges is just, I would say, as far as just making sure that me and the clients both, like, sometimes I feel like both me and the clients maybe knowing what their goals are. And that's something that I'm working to achieve as well, making sure that each goal aligns. And then ultimately, I would say, as far as mindset as well, most clients come in here thinking that, it could be easy, and, people learn at a different pace. So I would say making sure, as far as the goals are aligned, like this is what you want. And then just the pace, because, you can get, sometimes it can be so much information and you're coming into a whole different spectrum, like even if I was to go into the insurance world. So making sure that it's clarity, I would say, and then the goal. So I would say that would be the biggest obstacle so far, which I'm working on pretty much to lay out an outline. So
So how do you know if a client, have you ever had a client and you just said, you know what, this is not a good relationship?
Oh, definitely. And now what I do now, like, and that's great that you mentioned that, I have pretty much a pre-qualification now. So some of the big services, you have to, even with my credit repair services, you have to fill out a form so we can make sure we're both compatible for each other, to make sure that we're pretty much able to avoid that issue. Like, if we're not going to be able to be a good fit for each other. So a pre-qualification form, you fill out questions, and then those pretty much questions are about your goals. So whether you have personal credit goal or business credit goal, writing down, and then as far as what questions do you have for me? And then, any additional recommendations, because feedback is always necessary. So now that's one of the things that I've implemented, just to, make sure that goals are aligning and that, we're a good fit for each other, is those qualification forms and questions that you ask for me. Yeah.
I would imagine, like some people would say, okay, I've got this credit repair person. I don't have to do anything. I've given you that. And then you pull back, but there's work for each of your clients to do every step of the way. A lot of people just want to just pass it off, but you can't. And it's funny that you mentioned, what did you say? Reinvent the wheel. I had a Vanessa Morris, she's a life coach. Okay. She talked about reinventing the wheel. And one of the problems that you have is that people don't want to do the work to reinvent themselves. Yes. So when I talked about the relationship, I thought it just synced that, you have a client that just won't work because they don't want to do the work.
Exactly. And that's something that you have to prevent when you're doing business, especially as a service provider, because anything in life is going to be a team sport. When you're trying to get a house, you have to fill out certain paperwork. You have to do this. So it's important to me and even to my clients and then my team that I have now that I'm growing. We don't want to waste your time and we don't want our time wasted. So fill out a form. Let's see if you're a good fit, or if not, maybe we can have something else that will work for you best, because we know sometimes, as entrepreneurs, you get busy. You don't have time to do that. You have some that just, want convenience. So it's just
it sounds. I have another question too, but from what it sounds like you guys are doing the work. Because I know they have a lot of credit repair companies out there, but I know they take your money and it's like they outsource you to somebody else. But from what it sounds like you and your team, y'all getting it in for real. Y'all actually on the ground.
Right. So how our process work is you just have credit repair and then so you have two. You have credit repair and you have credit restoration. So with credit restoration, that's rebuilding up as far as with trade lines. With credit repair, that's just removing any inaccurate, outdated, or unverifiable information. So that's the part of disputing the letters going back and forth. With the restoration process, that's trade lines. So for my company, how I do with my clients is they get an onboarding course as far as with the restoration, learning about budgeting, how you're going to be able to get these things. Most of them want cards, most of them want a house, most of them want to be able to apply for a vehicle. So it's important to get educated about that and then learn the first step, which is budgeting as well, because you need to be able to know how to manage your money.
Absolutely.
Right. I like how you said educating, because what me and Melissa have noticed that a lot of credit repair companies, they teach people how to put a Band-Aid on the issue versus educating them on credit, how to use your credit, how to use your credit cards and stuff like that. I can't tell you how many times I always see people talk about how they repair somebody's credit, but then they went out and got a $60,000, $70,000 car. And me and Melissa, we all about
interest rate.
Right. We all about assets over liabilities. You know what I'm saying? It's all right to have a lavish car, but do you have an asset to pay for that liability? So when you start talking about educating people on that, I think that's very, very important. Now, before we bring in our next guest and we take a commercial break, because that time is going quick.
Oh, wow.
Tell us about the difference so our viewers will know the difference between personal credit and business credit.
Okay. So with personal credit, that's your own personal profile. You have a social security number that you're given at birth. So you are pretty much developing trade lines that's on your personal credit. With business credit, you're given an EIN number. That's pretty much your business social security number that you're given. So you develop trade lines and build up that portfolio on your business credit. What most people, I feel like they get confused is because when you get into personal guarantees, a personal guarantee is just making sure that you're liable for if anything happens. But I think that's where the confusion comes in, because you're doing that. But most likely you would want to kind of keep them separate, and just whatever you're using for your personal, have it on your personal credit profile, and then whatever you're using for your business, have on your business, just to make things simpler. So,
Nice. Okay. Yep, answer my question. So Melissa, we're gonna take a brief commercial break.
I can't believe we're almost at the top of the first half of the hour.
Yeah,
already.
So I got to give Romel a little bit of time to speak here. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a commercial break. Miss Wade, don't go nowhere. We're gonna put you in the back room, but we're gonna come back to you later on, and we're gonna finish out our discussion as well.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back with Contemporary Living.
We're on
Can you hear
mute.
me now? Can you
I
hear me
can
now?
hear you now. I don't know. Somehow we were muted. But what I was saying, did you hear what I said about lunch provided?
Yeah,
I'll
did you
be
say lunch
there.
provided?
Yeah, absolutely. Have food will travel. I will
Oh,
travel for food.
all right, I'm gonna get a sign that says that.
So are we ready to get into it? Continuing our interviews.
Yes, we are ready.
All right, let's go. I love Ty. She was absolutely amazing. Provided so many golden nuggets. So let's
Absolutely.
go on with the next. Romel Huddleston started his filmmaking journey back in 2006 with over a decade invested in media. He has worked with Channel 4 Kankakee County Public Access Channel and has taught media at the Kankakee Library for their summer programs. He has also worked with Garden of Prayer, another summer program for teens where he showed them how to make videos. For 1 year, Romel produced multiple shows for Contemporary Living. That's us. Yes, he absolutely did. And we're so grateful for that. On Channel 19, his biggest accomplishment was his documentary, Lunatic, produced in 2019, which has sold over 100 DVDs and a high amount of downloads. And if you want the download of Lunatic, you can pick up a copy at the Kankakee Library. But his life has taken a turn. Yes. Now you can find the Honorable Romel Huddleston in the community giving back as the second ward alderman in Momence, Illinois. He also runs Mystique Fitness Studio alongside his beautiful wife, Christina. Hey, Christina, if you are watching, who is a pole fitness instructor and is becoming a personal trainer. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Mr. Romel Huddleston.
Romel.
Romel!
Y'all ready to go over an hour?
It's so funny calling you Mr. Alderman Honorable, but I'm so proud of you. So glad.
Yeah. I have
Romel,
come a long way.
we used to seeing you behind the camera.
Right.
Now he's
Yep.
in front of the camera.
Yep.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. We just came back from a small vacation because the Hills they helped out the family, and it was a great time. You guys got to definitely check that out. If you guys want more information, man, I would hit them up. They have a beautiful rentable camper, and everything is just there. So you show up, you gotta make sure you have your stuff, read the laws. It's just so much there. The pool, everything, beach, it was so much fun. So I've been great. So it's just been family fun this weekend.
That is good. I just wanted, how is married life? You are a newlywed. You and the beautiful Christina.
Yes, congrats.
Yes.
I hope she's watching tonight.
Yes.
So she had a great time too?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was cool to be able to pull away and then have everyone because my camper is a little bit smaller. So to have everyone inside and have the multiple rooms, and then we're not running to the river, we actually run to a beach that's kind of different for us. So everything was great.
Good. We are so glad you enjoyed it.
Can you hear? Did y'all go out?
Romel?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. We had like a long pause, like.
Yeah, Romel, is he there?
All right, so we're gonna get into the questions.
So Romel, how's married life? Tell us about how it is being newlyweds. I'm quite sure our single people want to know.
You know what? Honestly, because we've been together for a very long time, and it brought back the beginning. Like it was like like I told, we have so many memories, but now we get to make new memories. So it was stepping with her as one. So that's where we are now, is that we're making so many new memories, even though we have the history together. That that's what makes it like so new to us. So every time we walk out or we do something different, we're married, and that's my wife. So it's it's a beautiful thing.
That is
Nice.
so beautiful. I need a tissue now.
Right.
Oh,
You gonna make Melissa cry.
I love the way you said new begin, new memories. It's a
Yeah, new
new
memories. I
beginning.
love that.
Because right, first you guys have been together for a long time, but now you're united as one, and it's different.
Right.
It's different. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Lunatic, your documentary. So
Yes.
tell us what Lunatic was about, and what
Okay.
inspired you also to just get into media.
You know what? I think a lot of it started was being away from my family and having the kids. So I started doing videos just so my mother, father, and people that could see the kids what we're doing. And, it kind of took off from there. And then I just started making promotional videos. And then eventually that's when I started getting in with MMA and doing stuff like that. And then like the Channel 4 stuff. But come back to when the documentary, because it's kind of like skip a few years when I finally did my documentary, because I did a lot more before that. It was that I felt he had a story to tell. So the Lunatic is about a wrestler, and he's actually a little bit older now, but when we shot the documentary, he's 55 and he's still wrestling as an independent wrestler.
Oh
And
wow.
he got in a snowmobile accident right here in Momence, but he hit a tree. So he has a titanium plate in his head. So even after all that, being an older wrestler, he still does it. So I want to say it was probably about a 6-month interview, and we just kept talking and getting together and stuff like that. And then finally I put all that 6 months into a documentary, and we made DVDs, we did digital downloads. I put it in a few filmmaking festivals, stuff like that, and it did very well. It did very well, and you can pick up a personal copy at the Kankakee Library and rent it. So
There you go. There you
Nice, nice. So you work with it in media with the kids as
yes,
well.
yes,
Now
yep,
tell us a
I
little bit about
did.
that. Kids, they attention span is not that long.
Whew, man, but it was fun because I did things that caught their attention. So it wasn't something long about, I could talk all day about media about 16.9 and 4.3 and the ratios and stuff like that. But it was to bring them to where you don't need a lot of equipment. You can do the basics to make a YouTube channel and do something. This is when YouTube was actually like the thing, and now you have TikTok. But just to be able to do something creative and then show your talent. And then that's what I was teaching the kids. So when I did Kankakee Library, and I actually did that for 2 years, is that I was a media teacher, and we had a room full of kids. I think I had like 16 kids, and we would go out and they would group up and they would do their own kind of short film for the whole summer. They had to build a short film, they had to record it, they had to do the script, they had to edit it themselves, everything on an iPad. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh wow, that had to be
Yep.
nice experience as well.
Yeah. And then Garden of Prayer, I did 1 year with them. There was a summer program too, and it was the same thing. It was the same kind of format to where the kids came in, they learned about media, they learned about the equipment, and then they got to shoot something they wanted to shoot. And then I pretty much like helped them.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask a question just about the kids, like I know that kids have short attention span and things like that. So how were you able to just keep them involved? It seems like such a heavy task, such a monumental task. Are they
I
just
guess like
naturally interested in it, or what?
well, I mean, there was a kind of a selection, but at the same time, I think that it's just because I have kids, so it's just I know how to like keep them going. But I mean, like they have that one like squirrel, like they want to do that, So it's just like bringing them back, and then like that's why I said that normally it wasn't like me telling them what to write. It's what kind of script that you want, and as long as it was tasteful, and then everyone agreed on it, they get to actually produce that one. So it was this is a funny one. It was one kid, he wanted to fight himself over a Snicker bar. So the Snicker bar was on the table, and I showed him how to clone himself, and he would like do a dance, and he would like point, and another guy would do the dance, and they would point, and it was so that's his short film, but it was funny because it was him. He shot it, he edited it, and then that's what he wanted.
Oh, that's funny. Now I was gonna say, now you and Christina have Mystique. So tell us a little bit about your businesses and
Okay.
what you're doing.
So Studio Mystique is it's a lot going on. But what it is that you go to Studio Mystique and you will see fitness posts, you'll see gym equipment, you'll see a little spot for hair, stuff like that. We're also doing photography work, video work. It's pretty much taking everything we do and put it together because now we're one. So instead of me doing my filmmaking, because you guys been to my
Yeah.
studio
Yeah.
in a certain place, or if I had my fitness equipment, it was in my garage, we decided to just be one. So that's why Studio Mystique is now it's growing from what it used to be. And then she's a fitness instructor going, and she's going for her instructor's license, but she does the polls, and then I'm actually a trainer, so I actually do the fitness part of it.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love the place. I love your place too.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, I was saying I've got to get my sisters together so we can come down there and do
You can.
one of her classes.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure.
And then another thing, she just started doing it for weddings. We had 2 bookings so far for bridal showers.
Oh, that is
Oh,
so nice.
nice.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Romel, you down there in Momence moving up like George and Wheezy, huh?
Facts, facts.
So I gotta ask you, what made you transition from media to politics?
You know what? I I felt like I had the calling for one. And then also as we get older, we're the next generation. And I want to show that, we're here too. Even, they might still look at us a younger generation, but we still have ideas and thoughts, and then we should be able to show what we can do as well. And I think a lot of it is that if I put myself front and center, hopefully others will follow, and we can do some change. You can't change the world, but I mean, if I can just put a crack and do something different and show that, hey, if Romel can do it, like for me, it's you're your own enemy. So if you think that you can't do anything, then nothing's gonna happen. So
Right.
if I just keep walking forward, and then I'm gonna do something. I want to be remembered for something, and that's what got me into politics. Is I felt that I had a voice, I had an opinion, and with everything was going on, I'm like, hey, this is my time to just say I'm here too.
Right.
Legacy
What?
building. That is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know. I think Romel has always been interested in politics. When we met, we
Yeah.
met him through Virgil Hawkins, and then we did some work for Bishop Dexter Thompson.
Yep.
We did some work for when he was running for mayor, and when he was an alderman, we did some work there. So and then Romel, he reached out to me about Momence. Hey, what about we doing a real estate event in Momence and stuff like that? So I said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that sounds good because I'm passionate about real estate. And then, Romel's a good friend of ours, but I love giving back to the community as well. So I
Right.
figured that'd be a great 1-2 punch as well. So that's how the power of leverage pretty much came into fruition when just through a conversation that we had.
Right.
And actually that's how contemporary living came into fruition. Romel, like we said, he was the first one to come in and do a lot of our recording, editing, and we go out to Moments and record in his house and stuff like
Yep.
that. So, so all those great memories, and Romel, we appreciate for all the things that you're doing, that you have done, and the things that you're going to do as well.
Right.
Absolutely. But you know what? As you went through that, Andre, talking about Romel, how he's always been in politics, like unbeknownst to him, if he looks over his life, he can
Yeah.
see where he was actually making a difference, probably in a political way, if he does that timeline. So it's kind of like an obvious path when you really think about it, if you look through, your history. But since you're in office, or since you've been in office, what are some of the challenges that you've seen that
You
you
know
can
what?
take on
That's
potentially?
that's a good, like I would say, like financing. Just the financing, seeing the bigger picture of everything, to where it's not that, you just go fix a street just because it's cracked, that kind of
Right.
thing, like that. Or we have certain things where we got to figure out, does the city pay for it, or do we try to take out a loan, or something like that, to where do we keep it ourselves, or do we try to figure out how we can like sell it or get a loan for it? I think that's the biggest issue that I see. Other than that, I would say it's a lot of small things. And what I say is like check and balance, to where we're there to check the mayor and the mayor's there to check us. So we all have to agree together to get something done. So sometimes I could be sitting there fighting with myself, and I'm trying to get someone else to agree with me, to where we're both on the same page, to where now we can take it to the mayor or to, whatever. So
Wow.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, Melissa, we're gonna take a quick break. And we're gonna bring Miss Wade back in, and we're gonna have Romel in, and we're gonna chop it up a little bit. I got some questions as well, and I think my questions, if I got Miss Wade in and Mr. Romel in here, we can kind of put everything together. Because stuff going through my head right now when he said about the community and businesses. And Miss Wade was talking about businesses as well. So, and it's gonna get into one of our questions. So, we'll be right back. One moment.
All right.
Yeah, I see Miss Wade there, Romel. So Romel, I have to ask you, about you being in Momence, I know there's a lot of commercial space available in the Momence area. What type of businesses do you feel that y'all need in your community at the moment?
You know what? Coffee shop. There's actually one for sale. So when you guys come out on Saturday, we'll go look at it. It's on Washington Street, right across. Wait. But seriously, yeah, I would say definitely. It'll be nice to see the coffee shop stay open and someone else takes over that. I don't know. I mean, I like the diversity that we have now, and I would like everyone to have a different opportunity to come in and have their idea. I see a lot of secondhand stores or barbershops, stuff like that, but I would love to see the mom and pop stores come back, like the little stores. Yeah.
And Miss Wade, by you being the specialist here, the credit repair specialist, the businesswoman, the businesswoman that you are, considering that there's a need in the Momence area for, small businesses, could you tell our audience what would they need in order, what steps would they take in order to build their business credit for those that may want to go invest in the Momence area?
Yes. So what they need, obviously making sure that their business is registered. So make sure they had a specific foundation in their structure. And then from there, somewhat of a presence. So it could be just a website, either a Google listing or 401 directory. And then they can start building some trade lines. If they don't have necessarily the money, they can piggy bank off of their personal credit, or they can apply for an emergency loan. Sometimes they got different type of emergency loans. Some of them will start reporting on their business credit, the buy back, pay later. And then you have some that you just, once you pretty much borrow from it, you just have to pay it back. So those are some of the steps they could start doing. Other steps could include a business plan. So once, they set their foundation and structure, they have their blueprint and their outline as far as what they want to do as far as getting started, and then looking for a micro lender or crowdfunding, setting up where you can get donations, kind of similar to like GoFundMe. So those are other alternatives that you can take into place. So just so you can start that capital. Yeah, go ahead.
Do they have any grants out there for businesses, as far as that you know of? Do they normally provide different types of grants?
Hello Alice has some. I know I applied. They had a hospitality one. God, what's some other ones that? But Hello Alice has a couple of them. I'll see if I can link the website in this chat below. They're the only ones that's open right now. Comcast should be opening up the Comcast Rise grant. It was another one that just passed, but Hello Alice always has some each month. You just have to be proactive and look on there.
Yeah.
My group, I list a couple of more, but that's the main one I know so far that's open. A lot of them, they have deadlines, and that's the only thing I don't like about grants. They have deadlines, so you just got to be proactive when you're looking for them.
So I was going to ask Romel. So now that you're on this political track, I'm sure you're going to be just growing. Let's flash forward 10 years to Momence. What does that look? What does that picture look like for you? What would you like to see?
Honestly, I would, for me, I guess what I'm trying to do right now is just, I do a lot more with the youth. I don't know if you guys know Jim Rome, the state
Of
attorney.
course,
Of
yeah.
course,
So
Jim
I
Rowe.
do,
Yes.
yeah. So anytime he's in town, I'm right there. I'm showing the kids how to fish. You know, we're always like donating things, you know, food, lures, fishing rods. I want to try to touch base with the new youth, you know, like the kids that's growing up now that, you know, that probably doesn't have a father or, you know, something like that, and kind of show them what I'm doing and lead them down the right path. So right now I'm basically just like youth based. I also, you know, like I do see like property. That's the reason why I want to do this, because I see it. Also, we were going to talk a little bit about the taxes. You know, like when the property goes up for tax sales and stuff like that. A lot of people don't know about that, and that's the best opportunity. Where if you see a vacant lot or you see a house and it has that little piece of paper in front of it and it's on a bid for $900, that's your opportunity to get that family house and build that future for your kids, because even if you pass away, now your kids have something. So that's the thing I'm you know, that I normally look at. So it's for
Yeah.
me, you know, I think of a small stepping stones, but in the future, like she said, it'll be larger stones, because then that was my footprint. So right now it's
Yeah.
baby steps, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, and I noticed Romel mentioned tax sales, and
Right.
unfortunately that list won't be out before Saturday,
No.
because that was one of the things we wanted to present at the real estate event about a lot of properties that's in the area. When you look at Moments, when you look at St. Anne or the Terrace or
Pembroke.
Kankakee or what have you, yeah, Pembroke, all these properties that's part of the tax sale, and I believe it's coming up next month, but I don't believe they released the date yet. So that was the only thing
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
available at these events this coming Saturday. But we are going to be talking about investment, far as multifamily homes, and how can people live rent free, and how can they become investors, where you can save 100% of your money and use 100% of somebody else's money.
Right.
So, and that's what we're going to bring to Moments come Saturday, teaching people on how to invest and, you know, and how to live the life that they always wanted to live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Miss Wade, and I know we getting ready to wind down because that time is going quick. Tell me where you see yourself in 10 years.
Wow. Hopefully living a soft life, vacationing like every 1 or 2 weeks, having my
Uh-huh.
money fully invested, like almost 100% invested. That's where I would, hope. Well, no, now it's going to happen. Sorry, I have to
There you go.
careful with words. That's what's going to happen. Having a soft life where work is not really like I'm not really fully working. So that's where I see myself in 10 years.
Awesome.
Nice. Melissa, you got another question right quick?
You know, I was gonna ask, it's a credit question.
Good.
Medical bills. They
Okay.
said that I don't know. I think it was President Biden who said that they were going to start removing those medical bills off
Yeah.
of people's credit report. Do you know anything about that? How true is that?
Yes. So what they started, pretty much it happened, I believe, during July. So what they were going to do was any medical bill that's pretty much like less than, I think, $300, between the $300 to $500 route, starting next year. What they're going to do for that is they're not going to report it. So now any new medical bills, instead of it being like the 180 days, it'll be like 365 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's paid off. So before, what people would do is they would pay off a medical bill and then it would still report. So now if you pay something off, it will not report. So it helps pretty much, you know, with lenders more likely to pay because, hey, I paid this debt off. Now it won't report to my credit. Whereas before you would pay it off and it still will report. So pretty much those are like the new rules and regulations. But unfortunately for people who have not paid, it's still going to report on there.
Okay.
So you got to make sure you have something in writing, pay it off, and then it'll be removed. Or you can ultimately dispute it, you know, settle it for less because you can't settle it for less, and then get it removed. Or you can still dispute and possibly be able to get the debt off, but again, still you're still liable for that debt. So now they pretty much made it where you have more options now, as far as with medical collections and stuff. And then you can also look to there's other there's other non-for-profit companies. They'll help you pay your medical bills. And by law, like a lot of hospitals, they don't tell you this, but they provide pretty much options where if you get really sick and you have a hardship, you can apply for a hardship program. So that way you don't have to worry about that day. Just provide documentation that you are on a hardship. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so
wow. So Romel, before we let you go, tell us how we can be a help to you and your community, and tell my viewers and the residents how can we be a help
Oh,
to you.
definitely. We have, you know what,
He
we're
said,
a
"Hold on."
small town.
Romel smiled when I
But
said that.
you know what? It's because we're right in between, you know, like from the state line of Indiana to Illinois, right? And we have so much coming down our road, but we have so much just going on. We always have parades, we always have certain holidays, and you know, it's very community based here. You know, I love everyone. I mean, just the give or take. I just had heart surgery a couple months ago, and I couldn't even like lift 5 pounds. And I called the neighbor. He winds up coming out in a thunderstorm, like the tornado warnings going off and everything, pulling my boat out of the river because I couldn't do it. And just to be able to call upon someone like that, that's what I love, you know. And I wish everyone would just come through, see what Momence is about, stop by, buy a house, you know, build a business. Because it's actually, we didn't really touch base on this, but Momence is actually a little bit different from different cities. So you don't really have to have, and don't quote me on this, but I don't know if it's a business license or you have to pay like $100 fee or something like that. In Momence, you don't have to do that. So you can start up a business, you can open up the doors, you can get all of that. And then that's just one last step that you got to take in Momence.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, we definitely gonna look at some of the locations that y'all have available Saturday while we down there. Ms. Wade, you're welcome to join us if you want to, but yeah, we definitely will want to explore those areas as well.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be great to have a coffee shop.
I know. I keep hearing it. Sounds good.
So we need
protein, but you gotta have the protein shakes though. We gotta work in the protein shakes. Because I'll send my people to you.
Gotcha.
Right.
Righty.
Well, we got to make sure we next door to you then, huh?
I know we do.
Nice. Any words of wisdom, Ms. Wade, you would like to leave for our viewers tonight about credit?
Be patient. It's going to come. It's a process. And I would say just, you know, continue to learn. Even me, I'm always continuing to learn. Things are gradually changing. I feel like with any finance industry, things are always going to be changing. New rules may be implemented. So just keep educating yourself and don't feel like you're behind on anything. That's what I would say. Yes.
Excellent. So as you see, the time is about up. If you guys make sure that you join us, I left the information below. Join us Saturday, September 3rd at the Island Park over in Momence, Illinois. We'll be there from 10 to 12. Melissa says she's providing lunch, so probably you all get there early. But we're looking for a good time. We've been advertising, and I just want our audience to get a chance to meet you guys tonight, to see who everyone, you know, just to get to know everybody and see what you was about and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a great
you guys.
time. It's really going to be a completely great time. The power of leveraging other people's money, everything you heard tonight. a great community. So come on out, you guys.
All right. So thank you, Miss Wade and Romel. We'll definitely chop it up this weekend, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate all that you guys have done and everything that you continue to do to help strengthen and build our communities as well.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hey, thank
Y'all
you
have a
guys
good night.
Guys, all right, thank you.
Wonderful.
All right, that was
Wonderful. I can't
excellent.
wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be good, man. Miss Wade, she came with that knowledge, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She did. And then, Romel just talking about the community, what's needed in the community, and everything like that. It was all good. It was all good. We didn't get to hear from Lloyd tonight, but you know what? Saturday
Yeah.
he'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be there and talk about some finances because I don't sure everybody want to hear about money.
The loans, right? The
Yeah,
loans,
the loans and what
absolutely.
loans that's out there, what's available and stuff like that. Also, I forgot to put Romel information up. Here you go, the Alderman. If you want to contact him, 815-953-1837. Romel, we appreciate, like I said, everything he does in the community. He's passionate about the community. He's passionate about his family and stuff
And
like that.
the youth especially.
And yeah, youth, and he's a young man, so he's a young
Yeah.
man doing great things in the community. Momence, so we appreciate that as well. And then I appreciate my wife here. We're gonna congratulate her before we close out. She got her insurance license.
Yes, financial services. Yes,
So
yes.
going forth, a lot of events we do, as far as real estate and stuff like that, we'll give y'all the 1-2 combination as well.
Absolutely.
And so she's going to be talking about life insurance, health insurance, and annuities and stuff like that. If you're looking to, to build your
I'm
wealth.
going to be talking about financial independence because it's about education.
Yep, education.
Yep.
That's what it's
Yep.
about.
Yep.
So, Melissa, it's about time to wrap it up. And as we get ready to close out, as always, we thank God for his unmerited, undeserving favor called grace. For grace is the total absence of any works. You can't work for grace. You can't buy grace. You can't sell it. It is simply what God has given to each and every one of us because we believe Christ died for our sins. He was buried, and he rose again the third day for our justification. On behalf of myself, my lovely wife, Melissa, and Contemporary Living, Melissa, as you always say,
be brilliant, be you, be blessed.
have a good night.
Bye-bye.